I'm joined by epidemiologist and cardiologist Dr. Christopher Labos. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Health Canada just approved the Pfizer vaccine in children aged 12 to 15. I want to know from you, how long do you think it'll take before Quebec approves it, since they're studying it right now? And they say by, the end of summer, the beginning of the next school year will be when they will implement it.
Yeah, I think that's probably a pretty safe timeline. There are still a lot of adults that need to be vaccinated. That will likely take up most of the summer. But expect that by the end of the summer, the beginning of the fall, we might start vaccinating teenagers, and that's going to be important.
On to AstraZeneca, we had our second Canadian death because of blood clots linked to the vaccine in Alberta, a woman in her 50s, and now a third, a person in their 60s in New Brunswick. What do you say to those who are worried?
It's obviously a tragedy when somebody who's otherwise healthy dies in such a sudden and unexpected way. But don't forget that a lot of people who caught COVID were previously healthy and died in a sudden and unexpected way. And we don't know what would have happened if these people had not gotten vaccinated. Would they have caught COVID and then died in that circumstance? So it's very hard to balance these different risks.
There has been some frustrations from the 45 plus age groups on the mixed messaging that they're getting on the AstraZeneca vaccine from the National Advisory Committee on Immunizations, with one doctor saying she wouldn't recommend it for her sister who lives in a low risk area. Now, what should we make of that?
I sort of understand what Nasty was trying to say, although I'm not sure that they said it in the best possible way. What they are trying to say is that the risks and benefits of the vaccine are going to vary depending on where you live and what the current situation on the ground is in terms of the risks from COVID, which is a fair point to make. But I think if you look at most places in Canada right now, if you look at BC, Alberta, Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, even the Northern Territories, there are many parts of this country where there is still a lot of community spread of COVID. So there's very few places that are actually low risk right now. 6 months from now, a year from now, if COVID is controlled and if we have a large supply of vaccine doses available, yeah, then we can have an honest discussion about, do we want to prefer one vaccine over the other?
Quebec set a record for vaccine appointments now that those 40 and up can take their appointments. Over 236,000 appointments made. Quebec says they want to vaccinate, the adult population by over 75% as of June 24th with their first dose. Is that going to be feasible now that, the 18 to 24 age groups will be able to take their appointments in, more than a week?
I think it's certainly possible. A lot is going to depend on the supply of vaccine delivery staying constant, which it should, and about the logistics of rolling it out. Overall, I think it's probably doable. Whether we'll actually hit 75% by June 24th, even if we don't hit it, we'll probably be fairly close.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Labos.
My pleasure. Anytime. Take care. Stay safe.